Hi there, it's Allison from Fathom 5 Tarot, and again, it's been a little while. Oh, here we go. Here we go with the cat. Um, I'm here to do today a new deck video, which I'm pretty excited about. I haven't made a video in a while because life is nuts. I had a crazy busy few weeks at work, and one of my cats was really sick, and subsequently we had to put her down. She was 14, but she had large cell lymphoma, and she was in a lot of pain. So this little bugger is just hanging out with me all the time. I think she's a bit lonely, so we got to get her a buddy before too long. But I've been finding myself really just sort of emotionally and physically exhausted. So I've found it really hard to make videos in this time. But I have a really cool video for you today, and I do think, I'm not 100% on this, but I might be the first person on YouTube to review this deck. In any case, I couldn't find anything about this deck on YouTube, and it is the Movie Tarot. Now, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was doing great in terms of I was like, I have so many decks. I don't need to buy anymore. I didn't have any urge to purchase any more decks. And then about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I started to get the urge, and then it came on me like an avalanche. And I actually find this happens to me all the time, where I'm like, no, I'm good for ages and ages. I don't buy anything. And then I suddenly want. I'm sure it's filling some deeper emotional need that I'm struggling with during this time. But I also really wanted to look for artists that I could support during this time. And this deck comes from a Canadian artist out in Alberta. And so, yeah, we're just going to go through and look at the cards. So this is a movie-based tarot deck where each card is a character or a scene or a scenario from a movie. And you can tell that the artist really loves movies. It's Lisa B Studios, and there are some movies on this deck that I don't recognize, and I consider myself to be a fairly big movie buff. And I'm really excited to go through and learn about some of these films through this tarot deck. So I'm going to link her information on below this video so that you can click and check out her store. She does a lot of beautiful artwork. I think this is her first tarot deck, or in any case, it's the only tarot deck that's available right now. It comes beautifully wrapped. Immediately, this cat in her stress shredded the wrapping because I left it out. Okay, you stay over there. So I don't actually have it to show you anymore, but it was well packaged and beautifully wrapped like a gift in this beautiful paper. But it just comes in this white tuck box. So, and that's very clear in the advertisement. Nothing special there. I might consider making a tin for it because there was one card that really drew me to the deck, although there are many beautiful cards. I might have a tin made. I saw from Jen's Balance Tarot, I think, was showing off a bunch of tins that she had made on make playing cards, and I have a few decks that I don't have bags for, and I'm really bad. I tear tuck boxes all the time, so that's not going to last very long. Now, this deck is a very artistic deck. As you can see, it's not reversible. Here are the backs. Oh, I've got a funny light thing going on here. Hopefully that won't interfere too much. The cardstock is really good. They're matte. It's lovely. I don't really know GSMs, but it's going to be a delight to shuffle and work with. So that's the thickness of the deck, if that helps you there. It's thicker than Llewellyn. It's just a really nice cardstock. And then she's taken different characters from different movies, and unlike the TV, what was it called? The TV show tarot? TV tarot? I think it was a Lo Scarabeo deck a few years ago. Initially, I was super excited about that one because I think, was it the Star or Temperance was Kaylee from Firefly? But one of the most common criticisms of that deck was that they didn't tell you what the actual TV show was. So if you didn't know it, you just were like, well, I don't know. But this one, it tells you what film it is. So as you can see, I think I said the backs are not reversible. Again, I don't care about that because I don't read reversals. There is no guidebook with this, so it's up to you to make the connections to the card. So some of these cards I don't understand yet, but some of them I really do. So let's get started. We're just going to flip through them and look. So the Fool, Paddington. And you'll see right away that her artwork is just so gorgeous and so expressive. And This is a great one for the magician. Velvet Goldmine. Okay, hi, kitty. I love this. I don't know if many of you saw the movie Colossal with Anne Hathaway. This is a hilarious take on the High Priestess, I think. This deck, to me, has a fall Halloweeny energy to it. Not that there's a lot of horror movies represented in this deck. Okay, Kat, we're gonna have to work something out here. A lot of horror movies represented. Some of the artwork, like it just looks, it's sort of darker tones, richer tones that make me think more of fall. And this one, next one in particular, is really what makes me think of a Halloween deck. I want to talk about it because at first I was like, nope, I don't want it. Empress from Hereditary. Now this is a bold move because when I think of the Empress, I think of nurturing warmth, earth mother energy, just abundant fertility. And Hereditary is a film that made a big impression on me, particularly one particular scene with this character. Having said that, everything in this film revolves around her being a mother. And so I can definitely see it. It took me a minute. I was like, whoa, too dark. But it's actually a brilliant choice of Empress. But for that reason, again, I think I'm going to look to this deck when I want that little bit of darker energy, that little bit more edge, whether or not that's in the fall sort of Halloween season or not, because she doesn't shy away from using horror films in things we think of as non-horror tropes. Oh, The Emperor, The Grand Seduction. This is a lovely little film where this character is really sort of he's the king of this empire, this little tiny town he runs, where they're trying to not dupe, but they're making their town as appealing as they can to this doctor who they want to take. Because if the doctor stays, they get to build a factory, and then and so they pretend to have all of his same interests, and it's all run by Brendan Gleeson here. So that's a great one. Hierophant from the Grand Budapest Hotel. That's also a great choice. And again, one of the things I really like about these cards is they make me think about this particular archetype in a way that maybe I haven't before. This one's pretty typical, though. Before Sunrise, Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, as for the lovers. But look at the colors and the shading. Isn't that beautiful? That's lovely. Oh, okay. And the Chariot is the Volkswagen van from Little Miss Sunshine. I mean, so good. That's a great film if you haven't seen it. A lot of this time I'm going to be talking about just how I love the films. But this was a really cool choice of the Hermit from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is the Disney, obviously, version of the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But what a lovely choice for the Hermit. And you can see, too, she's really good at that cartoon style, but also the hyper-realistic style, if you want that sort of more portrait style of painting. This is an indie movie that I just love, The Rider for Strength, about a man who's facing maybe having to give up riding in his life when it's been his whole life. And that's a beautiful card, and I love the way the infinity symbol is sort of shown as a knot there. Now, Wheel of Fortune, Inside Llewellyn Davis. This is a film that I know of, and I know the general plot of, but I actually have not yet seen, so that's one I'm pretty excited about. Now, Justice, The Handmaiden. Again, I have not seen this film, but I've read the book on which it is loosely based, Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. I read it years ago, but it looks really groovy, and I totally get, having read the book, why she chose it for Justice. The Hanged Man, God's Own Country. Again, not a film I've actually seen, so I'm excited to explore that a little bit. It's just like, in this time of pandemic, this is like a Ebert's viewing guide or something for me to look at, because it's up to me to draw these connections. And I actually don't think I want a guidebook for this. I want to discover for myself. Now, this one I do love, Death as Logan, the little girl from Logan. I love me some X-Men / superhero movies. This one too, this film gutted me. Leave No Trace Temperance. This is a fantastic film. I think it might be one of the highest ever rated films on Rotten Tomatoes, if I'm remembering that correctly. And that's a perfect choice. If you haven't seen that film, watch it. The Devil Insidious. So again, we see the horror movie again in a card there where you would maybe expect it more. Sorry, I'm really tired. It's been a heck of a week. The Tower, Children of Men. That's a great choice. If you have seen this film, you should read the book. They're actually quite different, so they work really well as their own entities. But yeah. The Stardust. Oh, do I have these in order? I think I do. The cards don't come in order. I'm sure it's just like the sheets and the way they're cut. So I had to spend a little bit of time putting them in order. The Moon card is the moon. So, isn't that cool? The Sun, Mamma Mia. That's very fitting, although I do not like that movie. It tests my patience. I like the songs about, but I'm just not really a fan of jukebox musicals. I think I would rather have a story that was created for the story. Although sometimes, like, it's fun to see, you know, when the Queen musical came out, We Will Rock You, I was like, well, I'm never going to get to see Queen in its original iteration, so I might as well go see a bunch of amazing Broadway singers sing it. But in general, jukebox musicals are not that high on my list. Constantine for Judgment, that's also a great choice. I don't know. And I love Hannah for the World. Now, this has just been made into a Netflix TV series, which I have not seen. But the film I really love, and I love Saoirse Ronan. So there we have the majors. And now we're going to get into the minors. This is super cool. Ace of Cups. And again, I might have put this more as the Two of Cups. This is my dance space. This is your dance space. But in terms of like artistic inspiration and growth in Baby's character, I actually think that's really great. I also think the shading of Patrick Swayze's arm muscles is really great in that card. Oh, Moonlight for the Two of Cups. Come on. Beautiful. I also really like this one. Although it doesn't have three figures in it, I remember this moment from Footloose so well, and it really does exemplify the Three of Cups. And I've not seen that movie probably in 20 years. But that like, it's not even a high five, like just giving each other five. Like, I just love it. I'm screwing up my order here. Four of Cups, The Endless. Again, not a film I have seen. So I'll put it up there for you in case you have. But I'm interested. Now this one's interesting because there's a lot of potentially nightmarish cards here. So I was a little surprised this came with Five of Cups, but when I think about it, Babadook. It's a really interesting interpretation of the Five of Cups. Six of Cups, My Best Friend's Wedding. So you can see it really runs the gamut here. And I think that's interesting, like looking back into the past, it's something that no longer exists. I remember being so relieved when I watched My Best Friend's Wedding that she did not get him in the end. She didn't deserve him, first of all. But also, if they were meant to be together, they would have been together. So I was so relieved. I thought that movie was going in a different direction. Pan's Labyrinth for the Seven of Cups. I mean, so good. Eight of Cups with Mel and I. This is a great film. And I also think a great choice for the Eight of Cups. Nine of Cups, A Knight's Tale. Funny that wasn't used for a knight. But Ten of Cups, Singing in the Rain. So great. Oh, shoot, I'm out of order here. 1 second. Because again, I had to go through and put these all together. Page of Cups, Sing Street. Not a movie I've seen. Can't really speak to it. Knight of Cups, Bright Star. That's a great... Look at the lighting and what she does with lighting in that card. So good. Queen of Cups, Pride and Prejudice. I think that's a fantastic choice. And King of Cups, Mud. Also very cool. That's a really interesting choice for that card. Then we're in the Pentacles. Ace, Moulin Rouge, Satine. Two of Pentacles is the talented Mr. Ripley. And yeah, think of what he's balancing. And look at the use of Pentacles and the sunglasses. That's a great choice. Those are also fantastic books. Three of Pentacles, 9 to 5. Right? Like literally working. Like putting something together, designing something together. And then she's got all these symbols on her sweater. I just think it's so cool. Four of Pentacles, The Favorite. This is a really interesting film. I think that's such a cool choice. It's so complex that I feel like I can't even put it into words. But this idea of like using your status in order to advance, and it's really cool, and the performances are fabulous. I love Olivia Colman. Five of Pentacles, short term 12. Not familiar with it. Looks sad. Six of Pentacles is Gosford Park. Great choice. Look at that. Seven of Pentacles, Bend It Like Beckham. Another great choice. I love that, right? Like waiting for something to grow, building something. Eight of Pentacles, Center Stage. Nine of Pentacles is Down with Love. And 10 of Pentacles, God, this makes me excited. What We Do in the Shadows. I love that movie. Oh God, I love that movie. And I love the association with 10 of Pentacles. Now this is the card, when I saw it online, because there aren't a lot of pictures, which is why I'm doing a full walkthrough. This is the one that made me buy the deck, because it was featured online. The Page of Pentacles. I think that Penny Lane is a perfect page. She could have also been an ace, but I think a page is better. And that sort of, the Page of Pentacles, oh, I just love it. And that scene in the film is one of my favorite scenes. It's a quiet little scene. I just love it. Knight, A Royal Affair. I have not seen A Royal Affair. Queen of Pentacles. You ready for this? Miranda Priestley from The Devil Wears Prada. Look at that pose. So good. Looking over her glasses. Now this is interesting. Again, this is not, I have to really think about this because this is more horror than I would have skewed for this card. But the witch, the witch, the Black Phillip. I think that's what he's called. Black Phillip? I'm just sort of doubting myself now, but I think that's what he's called. So fascinating, fascinating. On to the Wands. Ace of Wands, The Way He Looks, have not seen it. Two of Wands, T2, Judgment Day. Look at Sarah Connor. What a great movie. Oh, look at this. Three of Wands, How to Train Your Dragon. Oh. I just love the way she can capture the style of this. Four of Wands, Four Weddings and a Funeral. That's a great film. With baby Hugh Grant. Five of Wands, West Side Story. Oh, and look, the wands are like the fences between them, and oh, it's just so clever. I just love it. Six of Wands is Hot Fuzz. I'm a huge fan of the Cornetto trilogy. Oh God, I love Simon Pegg. And oh God, that's such a good card. Seven of Wands, Pride. Eight of Wands, John Wick. So good. Nine of Wands is The Guest, which I have not seen but have been meaning to see. So I'm excited about that. 10 of Wands, Snowpiercer. Right? Isn't that cool? Isn't that great? Oh, so good. Page of Wands. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. It's so good. So good for the Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh, Heath Ledger. I'm so glad there's 2 Heath Ledger cards in this deck. Queen of Wands is Jennifer's Body. Again, horror film. But a maligned horror film where it shouldn't be. Very badly marketed, and it had a lot more going on than the marketing let people think. King of Wands. Yeah. So great. Yep. Ace of Swords. Point Break. It's the 3rd Cano in this deck too. Got a lot of Cano here. As a Canadian, it's our required Canadian content. You have to have a certain percentage of Cano in any sort of Canadian deck. 2 of Swords, Blind Spotting. Have not seen it. 3 of Swords. Oh, y tu mama también. Oh, sorry, the light's getting. Oh, and look at the way it pierces them. Like I just. Oh, that's so perfect, that film, for that card. I'm going to try and, can I shift? I'm going to shift myself over to get out of this light here. 4, Brokeback Mountain. That one's really sad to me too, because they do have their time of rest and their time away from the world, but then they have to go back to the world. Oh, so good. 5 of Swords, Ex Machina. Sorry, I'm trying to do this so you can see. Better hurry up before the sun gets any lower. 6 of Swords is Spirited Away. Come on. So good. 7 of Swords. Get Out. I can't remember what year Get Out was. Was it 2017? God, that movie. Oh, so good. So good. 8 of Swords is The Lobster, which is another film I have not seen. So I'm interested to see, because I love the 8 of Swords. That's such an important card, so I'm very interested to see that film. 9 of Swords. Okay, so we talked about nightmarish imagery and what your nightmares might be made of. Maybe the Babadook, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure when I saw that Babadook. I was like, don't we want that to be nightmarish? But oh no. What we want for that card is It Follows. Oh, it's the perfect choice. Love it. 10 of Swords, You Were Never Really Here. Again, into film I have not seen. But if you have, maybe you can make some thoughts about that. Page of Swords. Oh God. Hunt for the Wilder People. Taika Waititi is amazing. That's such a great, look at his face. She just captured him so beautifully. Knight of Swords is Attack the Block, which is so cool. Oh, it's such a great card. Queen of Swords is Dangerous Liaisons, Catherine Martoy. Look at those swords in her hair. Oh God, she's so ferocious. And King of Swords, Take Shelter. So that's it. That's the movie tarot, and I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about this light that's creeping in on me. It's a great deck, and let me get in here. There we go. So that's my new deck. I'm going to get out of here before the light creeps over anymore, and I hope you have a great day.